Hello learners, today we are going to learn square and square root. So after analyzing previous year questions papers, it is found that CTET examination in year 2011 2 questions, in 2012 4 questions and in 2013 4 questions and in 2014 6 questions and in 2015 4 questions and in year 2016 7 questions have been asked from this chapter. So mostly questions have been asked from the topic square and square root and their applications. Let us begin the lesson. What is a square? So square, if a number is multiplied by itself, then the result of this multiplication is called the square root of a number. Let us see some example of what is square root. Square of 8. Here square of 8 is equal to 8 into 8, that is equal to 64. The square of an even number is always even number and the square of an odd number is always odd. Next, square root of a number is a value that when multiplied by itself gives the number. It is denoted by the sign this. Okay, square root of 64 is 8 because 64 is square of 8. Methods of finding the square root. So prime factorization method and division method. So what is prime factorization? In prime factorization method we find the square root of by factorization method we can use the following steps. Step 1, express the given number as the product of time factors and keep these factors in pairs. Next, take the product of these prime factors, taking one out of every pair, and the same primes this product gives us the square root of given number. Let us see with an example. Square root of, find the square root of 1089. So what will be the square root of this number? We have to find the square root of this number. So how we will divide this number with 11. If we will divide it with 11, we will get here 99. Next, again if we will divide, we will divide it again with 11, then 9. Then we will divide with 3 and get 3. So, the prime factors are 11 into 11 into 3 into 3. So now taking one number from each pair and multiplying together, we get 1089. So by prime factorization method, we can find the square root of only perfect square number. If we don't get complete pair of factors, then given number is not a perfect square number. This number may be converted to a perfect number by multiplying or dividing by a required number. Let us see another one example. So what least number should be multiplied to 245 to make it a perfect square? So 245. Here 245 is the number. So how we will what is the least number should be multiplied with 245 to make it a perfect square? Write once again. See, 245. We will start with 5. We will get here 2, 5, 4 ja 20 and 5 9 ja 45. Again if we will multiply with 7, we will get here 7. So the prime factors are 5 into 7 into 7. Here pair of factors is not complete. So we If we multiply it by 5, we get a perfect square number. Hence, the required number is 5. Our other method is division method. In division method, the step of this method can be easily understood with the help of following examples. So, here find out the square root of 18,769. So 18,769, sorry, 18,18769. Here we will divide this number. First, in division method, we will divide this number and we will get the square root. Then give a number mark of digits in pairs starting from the unit digit. Each digit of the remaining one, if any, is called a period. And now, one square or of a subtracting, we get 0 as a reminder. So bring down the next period, that is 87. The trial divisor is 2 and trial dividend is 87. So we take 23 as divisor and put 3 as quotient. And the remainder is 18 now. So bring down the next period, which is 69. Now the trial divisor is 13 into 2, that is 26, and trial dividend is 1869. So we take 267 dividend and 7 is a quotient. The remainder is 0 now. The process is like here. We should apply division method when the number is so large and that if very difficult to find its square root by prime factorization. Next is, for finding square root of complete squares, we must memorize the squares of 1 to 9. So, how we will find the square root of 1 to 9? So, we have written here the square root of 1 to 9. Square root of 1 is equal to 1. Square root of 2 is equal to 4. Square root 3 is equal to 9. And square root 4 is equal to 16. Square root 5 is equal to 25. And square root 6 is equal to 36. Square root 7 is equal to 49. Square root 8 is equal to 64. And square root 9 is equal to 81. Next is, this is the trick. So, square of 1 and 9 have 1 in unit place. If we will see, the square root of 1 and square root of 9 have 1 in unit place. Next, square root of 2 and square root of 8 have 4 in the unit place. And square root of 3 and square root of 7 have 9 in unit place. So, square root of 4 and 6 have 6 in unit place. So, we have to keep in mind that at the place of 1, 1, at the place of 9 is also 1. So, 1 and 9, 1, 2 and 8, 4, and 3 and 7, 9, and 4 and 6, 6 at unit place. So, here we see square of 5 have 5 in their unit place. Next, we use these facts to find the square roots. Next, find the square root of 784. Here, divide the numbers into two groups such that tens and units place digits are in one group. Next, divide the numbers into two groups. Here, remaining digits are in the together group. Find the square root of 784. Two groups of 784 will be 7 and 84. 7 helps us to find the tens place digit of the square root. 7 lies between the square of 4 and 9. Seven lies here square root of smaller number 4, that is 2. 7 lies between the square of 4 and 9. Square root of small number 4, that is 2, is the 10th place of the square root. The remaining group, that is 84, help us to find the unit place digit of the square root. Unit place digit of 784 is 4. For unit place digit of the square root, there are two possibilities, 2 and 8. For unit place digit, choose the correct digit out of 2 and 8. Multiply the tens place digit of the square root, that is 2, by its successor 3. So the square root of 784 is 28. Let us take some another example. Find the square root of 1849. Its two groups are 18 and 49. 18 lies between 16 and 25. 18 lies between, thus 10th place is 4. Units place digit is either 3 or 7. Now 4 multiply 5 is equal to 20. And 18 is lesser than 20. Smaller of the two, that is 3, is the unit place digit. So square root of 1849 is 43. Next is square root of a fraction. Let us see with the example. If we have to find out a square root of a fraction, that is 2704 divided 81. So here, how we will find out the fraction? So 52 and so we will divide the 2704. So what we will get? If we will divide with 5, we will get here 25 then we will get 204. If again we will divide with 102, we will get 204. So 5 and 2, 52. Here our fraction was root over 2704 by 81. As we know, we find out the 52 by 9. So this is the answer. Next example is find out the square root of 461 by 8. So in this case, we will find out here the square root of 461 if we will multiply with 2 in numerator and denominator both. So we will get here 922 by 16 equal to 30.6444 by 4. So approx 7.59. This will be the answer. So sometimes numerator and denominator are not complete square. In such case, it is better to convert the given fraction into decimal fraction. So now find the square root of decimal numbers. So for decimal numbers, If in a given decimal numbers the number of digits after decimal are not even, then we put 0 at the extreme right so that these are even numbers of digits. After a decimal point, now numbers are paired starting from right hand side before the decimal point and from the left hand after the decimal digit. Let us see one example. For decimal numbers, if we have to find out the square root of 147.1369. So let us see the square root of this number. For these kinds of numbers, we will divide these numbers with division method. 147.1369. 1 1 241. So the required square root is equal to 12.13. Now, to find out the square root of decimal fraction, square root of any decimal number, firstly we find the square root of numerator and denominator separately of given decimal numbers. So what is the important facts? We will learn some important facts about the square and square root. So these important facts. Here, if the square root of any number ends with 1, then the square root is always end with 1 or 9. That we have learned already. Square root of negative number is imaginary always. Okay, so that's it for square root. We will learn cube and cube root in our next lesson. Thanks for watching.